In the following clips, we'll see how families that deal with substance abuse typically deal with domestic violence along with long-term effects on their children. During the 90s, doctors started the prescriptions of opioids, which didn't only end up with their patients, but also their children. Over the course of time, the spread of opioids has caused addictions and deaths of thousands of people each year. State drug companies sent 21 million opiate painkillers to 2 pharmacies in Williamson, West Virginia. Population 2,900. This is an example of not only has the addict self-inflicting themselves, but the dealer searching for a buyer, in this case, a pharmacy. Then you see the younger children deal with things such as depression and isolating themselves from the rest of their family. Some even turn to another substance to deal with the effect of their family life.
I was like, I hate him. You have to pick her. Well, yeah, because it would kind of be funny if you talked about him behind his back. Alright.
I like your guitar.
Alright, it's fine, it's fine. Stop playing with me, alright? I'm just trying to be a good sister, like I should have been, but it's not happening. Because I'm a stabber. Hey, Dad.
Don't hate me! Did you do the laundry?
It wasn't my turn to do the laundry this week, it was his turn to do it.
No, it
I
was
did
all
it
her
last
turn.
week.
It was all her
You
turn.
shut your lazy mouth! You are the woman of the house! Your mom is dead! You will be doing the...
As you can see, the mother just died. The father is obviously impacted by this and drinks and does crack cocaine to deal with stress and difficult emotions.
laundry every week! You disappointment! You know what? Matter of fact, you can do the laundry tonight! How about that?
Yes, Father, I will.
You can wash my mask!
I'll be right on it.
Where's my mask?
I don't have it.
Where is it?
Oh, wait.
Where is it?
Wait.
It was on the floor! Unacceptable! Where is it?
I don't have it.
Where is it? Where? Did you take it? You took my mask! You took it! You took my mask! You took it! You took my mask! I'm
The world's so
Who forgot to prepare my crack?
If you haven't noticed, the father in this situation is the addict. Many chronic substance users feel great shame, guilt, and remorse about the pain and distress they've caused to their families. However, like the father, there are also many addicts who do not want to cease their substance abuse, causing great anger and resentment towards the family.
You were supposed to do it! Get up! Don't do it!
I'm going, Dad. I'm going. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Not so
I'm
fast!
sorry.
Get the
I'm
cocaine on
sorry.
the
I'm
table!
sorry.
Where are these? Needles!
What is that? What is that? What is that?
Why are needles?
I don't know. I don't know why they're there.
What is it?
The lost child. The person in this role is isolated from the other members in the family and has trouble developing relationships as well. As you can see, the little boy is running away from the problems that are currently happening with his older sister. Between 30 and 40% of children who witness or experience violent acts will be at an increased chance for becoming involved in a violent relationship in adulthood.
I didn't.
Where are these?
I don't know. I didn't.
Who gave you these?
The pharmacy.
Doctors subsequently prescribed opioids in droves, leading to a proliferation of pills that eventually ended up not just in the patients, but also teens rummaging through their parents' medicine cabinet. 9 out of 10 of Americans who meet the criteria for addiction begin smoking, drinking, or using drugs before the age of 18. 75% of all high school students have used an addictive substance. 1 in 5 of those students meet the criteria for addiction. 46% of all high school students currently use addictive substances, with 33% of them meeting the criteria for addiction.
For, I can't sleep.
Give me your arm!
Well,
What is this?
I don't know.
What the?
Heroin and opioid painkillers, natural and semi-synthetic, have been linked to 50% of deaths in the United States in 2017.
What is that?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It's just a bruise.
Why do you have that?
It's nothing. I don't know. What
That's
you're
trashy! You are trash! You're nothing!
What brought you here today?
Close friend.
What they were doing?
They think I'm depressed.
Parental alcoholism and drug addiction can create poor self-image, loneliness, guilt, anxiety, feelings of helplessness, fear of abandonment, and chronic depression in children. Parental substance abuse during pregnancy can also lead to a host of behavioral and developmental disorders in children. Yeah.
Okay. Family life, how's that going for you?
Not too hot.
You close with your parents? Siblings?
Mom's out of the picture.
Dad?
Drunk.
Siblings?
She's in the hospital.
Why is she in the hospital?
She got hurt.
How is this all affecting you?
Children of alcoholism are 4 times more likely to develop alcoholism than individuals who were not raised by alcoholics. They are also more likely to have difficult dealings with stress and highly likely to marry an alcoholic or an abusive spouse later in life.
Made me, made me not feel anything really.
Were you
After
mad at
sugar.
her abusive to you?
More to my sister.
You always have to see it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you not care?
I got used to it.
How has it affected your relationships with other people outside of your family? You ever started a relationship with somebody?
I don't care about that. Anyway.
Do you ever feel anything anymore?
It's not really real.
Is everything just now?
I guess you could say that word, yeah.
In conclusion, drug addiction can cause many long-term negative consequences, including physical health problems like liver damage and heart disease, as well as mental illness like depression and anxiety disorders. Drug abuse also causes long-term changes to the brain that make quitting so difficult, and it takes years to change back to normal. Indirect long-term effects of drug addiction include broken relationship, legal problems, financial problems, injuries, and poor health overall.
I've been awake for a while now.
Do my best!
You got me feeling like a child now.
It's okay!
'Cause every time I see your body
You
face,
took my best!
I get the tingle